This time on Roadkill, the Mazdaratis is back.
Not in a good way.
It's not our fault.
Nah.
It really isn't.
Never is.
Yeah. Welcome back to one of our most well-known project vehicles, the Mazdaratis. This is a 1974 Mazda pickup that was originally powered by a rotary engine, but that now has an Oldsmobile 455 big block in the bed. It's sitting on an Oldsmobile Toronado transaxle, and all of the suspension is out of a Corvair. So you know it's gotta be good. Now, what's funny is we bought this thing from a guy who swore that it ran 10s in the quarter mile and did wheelies, and that was obviously untrue about 10 feet out of the guy's driveway. This thing is gutless. It actually ran 1358 in the quarter mile at 102 miles an hour. Pretty pathetic, but it was fun on the autocross. Now, we brought the thing back in another episode and put nitrous on it, once again in the hunt for the 10s, and completely failed. We hosed down the track with oil a few times and ultimately ran 1120 in the quarter. Next, we took the thing up to Dirtfish, and it was pretty fun in the gravel, but the thing is, the Mazdaratis has never fulfilled its ultimate destiny. And so on this episode, we'll be in the hunt once again for 10s in the quarter mile.
The Mazdaratis is one of my favorite roadkill projects ever because it combines three of my favorite things: nitrous, boat parts, and mini trucks. And how do you go wrong with those three things all together? Well, how you go wrong is you combine them all and then have a truck that really doesn't go that fast, handle that well. So this time we fixed that.
So here's our plan. We're not gonna bother making it handle, but our goal is definitely to get this thing running in the 10s. And here's what's holding us back. This transaxle is slipping and leaking everywhere. So we're pulling the engine and transaxle out of the thing so that we can separate them and get that whole transaxle rebuilt.
What makes this truck unique is that all of the factory running gear has been replaced with stuff out of a late 60s Oldsmobile Toronado. And this is one of the half shafts that connects from the differential and goes out to the rear wheels. So we've got to take these out before we can rip the motor and the transaxle out of the truck.
It's pretty good. You did all the work. I'm ready to pluck it out. Torque converter, chain, turbo 400, ring gear, axles, all in one.
It's very compact.
That's why they call it a transaxle.
Already getting smarter.
See? Next up, we brought in Lucky to help us out, and his first job was to get the stock fuel tank out from underneath the hood, because we're gonna move the radiator up there, and then he needed to reset us up with a fuel cell that was mounted behind the cab.
So in an Oldsmobile, essentially what happens up here when the engine's running is oil comes out of these push rods through here, lubricates the rockers and the tips of the valves and the springs, all of that, and then comes down here to the bottom rail of the cylinder head. But it doesn't drain back through a pair of holes at the end of the cylinder heads. What it does is it fills the entire valve cover up, and once the oil level gets up here, it drains back through the holes where the push rods go through the cylinder head. This is the reason why everyone blows up their 455 volts. Everybody's like, oh, you know, I need a high volume oil pump, I need more oil because I'm running the pan dry, but really what they're doing is they're pumping all of the oil to the top end of their motor, and at high RPM, there's nothing left in the pan for the oil pump to pump.
That is actually a big problem with Oldsmobile V8s, and so it won't surprise you to know that we actually didn't have time to fix it. But Finnegan did put breathers on both valve covers going into a puke tank, so hopefully we won't lubricate the drag strip quite as badly as we have. But the real thing that we did for performance and to subtract reliability is a tunnel ram and 2 nitrous systems. Because this engine hated one nitrous system, we're going to be installing 2 on a tunnel ram.
Let's recap. Old manifold, Edelbrock Performer 455, dual plane deal with a Demon 750 on top of it and one NOS plate system. This gem came out of Freiberger's personal stash. This is an Offenhauser turbo thrust 360 power port tunnel ram. This allows us to put 2 quick fuel carburetors on top here and 2 NOS plate systems. And when you do that, you don't divide in half and keep the same power level. We double up, so we're guaranteed to go into the 10s now or puke the rods all over the drag strip. Either way, we're having fun.
We haven't fixed anything in this engine.
No.
But we are going to install this.
Look at all the shine. Shine fixes everything.
So these are a couple of QFT Slayer carburetors. They're 600 CFM vacuum secondary. Interesting choice.
With the choke removed.
Yeah, with the choke removed. I probably would have gone double pumpers, but we're going to sync them together. And then we have cheater plates that are adjustable from like 100 to 250 horsepower each. And right now we've got them jetted for 200 horsepower, 100 per plate. Got a couple cheater solenoids. All of the work is going to snowball from here. Can't see in any of the holes, so that's on you. You got it. Lucky did his Roadkill signature radiator relocation. So it's exhaust tubing running all the way to the front to relocate the radiator. Because remember how bad this thing overheated when the thing was in the bed and the radiator was in the bed, no airflow. We built scoops on the roof and everything, didn't work. Now we've got it up in the grill. So now he's doing the trans cooler, and basically we just need to wire the fuel pump switches and the ignition. So we'll watch Lucky do that while Mike and I are sitting around playing on our phones, and then this thing's gonna fire right up.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Give it a shot, sir.
Now, you know what? We're losing voltage during crank.
Yep.
We on the wrong wire.
Luckily, I left an extra wire out. Ready?
Sure.
It's alive!
It runs good.
Look at that.
Like that.
Nailed it.
Sweet.
Something's wrong. It fired right up.
We're leaving in the morning.
We got to see it with the scoop on.
The question is, you want to turn it around so that when we backfire, the flame shoots back like the exhaust?
We won't be able to see it though.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Like right now it's installed like a V-drive boat, which means it should go this way, you know?
But you know what? If it's running lean, we want the gas to be spilling out of the fuel cell right into the scoop.
You're right.
So you're going to want to turn that
It
back
goes
around.
this way, yeah. I'm drinking now.
That's pretty good.
It looks better backwards. I like it.
We're going to go home for the night, sleep like babies, wake up in the morning, drive directly to Tucson. First pass off the street is going to be naturally aspirated. And after that, the Magic 1099 will be yours and ours here on Roadkill.
Ready?
No.
All right, perfect. Neutral, drive.
Oh, it's pushing. Oh, wow.
Are they locked up?
No, they're just pushing. Whoa. Don't roll the door down. This is not gonna work.
We need to go to a pawn shop and buy some free weights, dude.
We need lead. The front end is so light that it won't stop or steer. The tires are just sliding.
When we had a gas tank that was full, this was reasonably safe.
Reasonably.
We have a radiator in the toolbox. It's not at all safe. So this will be 150. We're better than we were before.
Oh, there's plenty of suspension travel. You don't want to put the other 50 on?
All right.
That's a super sketchy 190 pounds on the nose now, so hopefully that fixes it. Hood down, out of here.
Pump up the brakes a little bit here.
Sure.
Oh, it's better, dude.
Is it?
This is better.
Is it skidding? Oh, it steers now.
Oh, yeah.
We win. I mean, you autocrossed this.
Yeah.
It turned in.
With 16 gallons of gas.
Look at that. We have 60 pounds of oil pressure.
Dude, it's spunky. You know what? The trans is not slipping anymore.
Oh, right.
It leaves good.
I forgot about that.
Oh, dude. This is a new machine.
Yeah?
I'm about to fall in love all over again.
It still has no rear end gear, though. Didn't we decide it was like 273 or 308?
Yeah, it's really high.
Did you bolt my seatbelt down with a bolt or zip ties?
What would make you feel better?
Bolt.
Okay, there's a bolt.
Thanks. I don't know. It's like, is it legal? Like, I don't know.
Of course it is. I love looking in the window and seeing carburetors and air scoop.
It is way better than before.
Oh yeah. It runs better too.
Do you feel like you're driving your old boat?
I'm literally looking behind me going, yep, this is like driving a boat.
Yep. You're going 52.
All right, so 2100 is 52.
Well, that means 2800 is 70. That's not bad.
I can live with that.
We're about 60 miles out of town now, and unfortunately for your entertainment, everything's going perfectly. This thing actually cruises down the highway no problem. It rides pretty good. The Lucky cooling system is working well. It's got oil pressure, 0 issues. We got another 6 hours to go before we get to Tucson tonight, so it's gonna be late. We've gone another 100 miles or so, and something is seriously wrong with the Mazda. I mean, the lights work, the gauges work, it drives perfectly. I can't believe how well the carburetors are tuned. The only thing that's really normal about it is that the steering is terrifying. It's like 20-mile-an-hour winds out there on the freeway, and this thing is just darting everywhere. And so we went to the video van and pulled out more weight.
45 more pounds. Who knew it was going to take 250 pounds to keep this from crashing?
That's the key number. This thing doesn't even overheat.
Don't talk about it. It's leaking profusely from the rear area. Not gonna.
Oh, it's not profuse.
That's profound.
Really?
It wasn't there before.
What's leaking?
Oil. Well, you can see it right there.
Really?
That's from us.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other thing that's totally normal about it is that it leaks really bad. And I thought it was flawless. It must be like the front lip of the pan or something. Let's check the oil level. It needs quite a bit of oil.
The cylinder heads of the 455 olds are so bad, you can't even put oil in the valve cover. They had to put this tube up here for you to add oil directly down into the bottom end of the motor because, Lord knows, putting it through the valve cover is really not ideal. Not a lot of engines have that feature. All right, now we're full.
It's tragic, man. Tragic. Last night, 500 miles with not a flaw, and then the Mazda paid us back.
We were trucking last night. The carburetors are astoundingly good on this. We really didn't tune
Very
anything.
rich, but very drivable.
Yeah, I mean, it's very snappy. It didn't break. But yeah, we walked out here today to find no fuel in the fuel cell. Most of it on the ground here in the hotel
Yeah.
parking lot.
So what happened here is There's a T under there from the fuel cell feed splitting into 2 fuel pumps, and the hose like expanded and got all mushy and gnarly, and the clamp popped off. Miraculous this didn't happen on the highway last night. I have no idea how. It's like 5 gallons of gas on the ground. I say throw a match and let's go home.
I love this truck. You love this truck. No.
This truck's pretty good.
No.
I love it.
This truck's running 10s today and pulling the front wheels.
There you go. Fixed.
Fixed?
Fixed.
All right. Dave's tightened the fuel line. I'm gonna put some oil in it, and then we'll drive to the drag strip, which is not that far away.
This is the moment. Man, it all comes down to today. This is when we finally need to make the Mazdaratis live up to its seller's claim and run in the 10s. Naturally, we've only got like 3 or 4 hours before they open up Tucson Dragway to another big event, and we'd like to get it done before that. So Finnegan's like throwing the weight out of the nose of this thing because he has to fix a water leak, and then we're on track for our very first hit.
So here's the deal. We drove all the way out here with 27 degrees of total ignition advance. That's not normal. It's really too little for an engine like this to go driving down the road. It's too little for it to be at wide open throttle. It's too much at idle. Normally you'd have like 15 or 16. So for drag racing right now, we're going to go turn the wick up. So we're going to turn it up to like 33. And a half.
34 and a half?
That's as close as I could get it. It's very temperamental.
Good to go for our first naturally aspirated run. So will we go quicker than 1311? Will we go into 12s? Stay tuned right here on Roadkill. Yeah. Apparently nobody wanted to water the water box.
Right about now he's like, I gotta water my own track. What the hell? Do you know who I am? The guy in the red suit with the white helmet in the Vans. So here's where we're at. We just took all 250 pounds off the nose of it. Freiber's gonna attempt to warm up our drag radials. I don't know if the car will sit still to even do a burnout, because with no weight over the front tires, you have no brakes. We just lost the alternator belt and the water pump belt.
We already blow something up?
You just threw the alternator belt. Only one of them. Well, you don't need the other one. You still got one. Go ahead. Maybe we had to put a little bit of that weight back in.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Come on, Mazdaratis. Come on, truck. There we go. That was clean. $13.20 at 105. I'd feel a lot better about our chances if we could get it into 12s before we turn nitrous on.
That was a clean run. Shifting at 5,000 RPM because I learned my lesson on that Buick.
Much better. Hey, you want to go no air filter or a little more timing?
Both.
All right, I have both wrenches.
So we know that these air filters are a restriction just from having run them on a dyno and stuff like that. So this should make a difference.
There.
Okay. We're gonna go see if it picks up mile an hour or ET or both.
I like big changes. Come on, car. Come on, car. Go, 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 go.
Oh, it's faster.
All right, it's making more power. Picked up a mile an hour.
That's pretty good. 1316 at 106. So at elevation, we are running almost the same as what we ran down at lower elevation like a couple years ago. That was great.
Picked up.
Yeah.
What do you think about opening the secondary sooner too?
Sure, methodical's out the window and excitement has taken over.
This looks good for us.
Yeah.
All right, more timing.
I won't even watch.
You're gonna love this.
Opening the secondaries will affect the 60 foot, maybe 330, and the timing hopefully will give it a little bit more mile an hour if we're moving the right
I'm
direction.
about to lighten her up too.
Yeah, do that.
Come on, truck, go! Go. Oh, did not like that at all. We just lost 1/10 and a half and a full mile an hour.
Yeah, I don't think that worked.
How warm is it now?
180.
Okay, so it's hot and it probably didn't like the timing.
I don't think it liked the timing. It felt lazy the whole way down the track. Here's our progress so far this morning. Our best NA pass was 13:16 at 106 miles an hour, with Finnegan bumping the timing up and a couple other small things. The problem is we kept advancing the timing and it slowed down to 104 miles an hour in 13:30. The bigger problem is we have no idea what the timing number was that was good. And so Finnegan's gonna go put the magic on it and hope we can get back to where we were. And I think we'll make one more NA verification run and then we're gonna go to the spray. Feels like the power is back. Oh yeah.
There we go. All right, we got our horsepower back, 1318 at 105. That's as good as it's gonna get with our tuning capabilities, so time for nitrous.
And I think something broke. That's real bad. Here's some news. It's broken. It's shaking itself apart.
Half shaft still in one piece on this side.
So is this one.
I think it's just wheel hopping, dude. An old Tornado transaxle for a front wheel drive car combined with Corvair uprights really wasn't built for
But
rear engine mini trucking.
it's markedly worse than it was. You give it throttle at 15 miles an hour and it shakes. The trans is leaking.
So essentially what you're saying is, Mike, start putting the nitrous jets in while you clean up the trans mess? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right, game on. Now we get to the fun part. We are about to take liquid in that blue bottle, force it through all these maze of hoses and solenoids and things, and put it into that engine. What we're doing is we're simulating the fuel coming out of the regulator for our nitrous system. We're gonna simulate that fuel pressure as if it was going through a nitrous solenoid and out a jet through a plate.
It's right at 6. I think it'll be fine going down the track. I trust it.
I trust it.
Yeah. Hey, dude that sold us this doesn't go 10s.
No,
Never has. Probably never will.
you gotta work really hard at this.
Yeah.
The bottle's probably not hot enough
Bottle's
anymore.
probably cold now.
You should go make a pass.
Yeah.
Get the bottle hot again. So our nitrous system's in place. It's adjusted. Right now we're warming up a nitrous bottle. Freiberger is a little concerned about the wheel hop he experienced on the last pass. So he's gonna run one more NA pass and then we're putting the bottle to it. That's not good. Oh, I think it's broken.
It broke.
This time on Roadkill, we failed to run 10 seconds again. So are you happy you weren't on the bottle when that went wrong?
Probably should have looked at it. Here's the thing. Track guy handed me the U-joint cap. There's not a speck of grease on it. That is bone dry.
You thought it would have made noise while we were driving with no grease in it.
One would think.
Although maybe it was and we just couldn't hear it over our gnarly exhaust system.
It broke the U-joint at the outer edge of this half shaft, and when it did that, it spread the ear on the end of the drive shaft yoke, and it ripped up the U-bolts that hold it in, and I actually don't know how destroyed the spindle is, so not good.
I think we can fix it though.
We need to try.
Yeah. Deja vu. Man, last time we tried to run 10s in the Mazdaratis, we broke it and ended up here in Casa Grande, Arizona, my friend Matt and Darren's house and their beautiful shop. When you sell a truck to someone, what you don't want is this, an independent rear suspension taken out of a front-wheel drive car, because they tend to be fragile. They do. This is a poor design for drag racing. This is awesome. Today, we break the Mazdaratis. Tonight, Matt Ringer gets us inside Desert Valley Auto Parts in the dark.
Let's go junking, huh?
We're fixing this thing right here, right now.
It's dark though.
There's scorpions here.
What'd you get? Oh, wow. Score.
There's an external weld in. It's cracked.
That's junk.
We need it.
Here you go. That's your guy.
Is that gonna be too big though? Weld that to the butt of your shaft.
Right. What we're looking for here is a 1310 U-joint. We were able to measure the caps on ours and the width. It's real common Jeep stuff for a million old 4x4s.
Look at this.
That one's pretty good too. Yep.
Yeah, we'll not be able to use that. That's a 1310.
Yep, it is.
Damage? Thank you, Desert Valley Auto Parts.
This is pretty great.
Thank you.
I want to explore, but we got to get back.
I'm home. Thanks to Matt, we got into a junkyard at 10 o'clock at night and found used versions of the pieces we need to fix this. Junkyard part, junkyard part. We're gonna fuse this together. That's pretty damn close. Go ahead, burn it. And just like that, Mazdaratis headed back to the track with junkyard parts sourced in the dark.
Back on the trailer and out of here.
Yay! Don't break it.
This will be your finals from the last race that got rained out.
Remember how yesterday was the day when we had to run 10s? Well, today is the day when we have to run 10s. But fortunately, Tucson Dragway was able to fit us in. They have a bracket race going on, but they don't mind us oiling the whole track down.
No, I see no reason why we cannot run 10.999. We have 2 spare U-joints, 2 yokes, 2 nitrous bottles, a brain and a half between us. We can do this.
We got a 200 shot in this thing. The engine's nice and cool. We're gonna skip any NA practice runs and just go out there and make this happen.
I'll get the boom bottle.
This is it. We gotta cut 2.2 seconds off this thing, which is a lot, even with this amount of nitrous. So we decided we're just gonna go all out, hitting the button right off the line, because if it spins the tires or wheel hops, then I'll just get out of it and we'll do it again. And if it breaks an axle, we might have time to fix it before the end of the day. Here goes. Okay. Now I gotta wait for Mike to do his thing on the nitrous bottle. This time I'm gonna be watching in the rearview mirror in case the motor blows up and smokes the whole track. All right, I am good to go. Blew up.
That was way too fast. Again?
Guess that answers that question. Same one.
It sounded perfect when you hit the button.
Did the weld break?
Yeah.
Really?
It ripped the weld right in half.
It broke immediately. It did not pass go. I went out there, everything was great. I hit the nitrous right off the line and instantly the half shaft broke again. But like I said, we did that knowing we would have time to fix it. It's 12:45 right now. We've got till about 5 o'clock, so we're not giving up yet.
It's the same problem, but it's migrating inward. It's not this that broke this time. It was this tricky weld from tube steel to cast iron. We're gonna give it a shot. What I'm doing right now is I'm preheating that cast iron yoke. The welder we have has a max power output of 175 amps, which is not nearly enough to penetrate this thing. But by heating it and setting the grease on fire, I may be able to get it hot enough where the welder will actually penetrate.
Finnegan is in there working on our half shaft. I'm out here watching the Hemi under glass wheel stand. Look at that. Nice. That thing is legendary. They first came out with those in 1965, right after the Little Red Wagon. And yes, it's the same type of car that was rolled with Jay Leno in the passenger seat and Bob Riggle driving, but that thing has a long history of entertaining a bunch of kids at drag strips. And me today. That was cool.
So we've already fixed this once last night with parts we got from a junkyard at midnight. We just fixed it again with a less powerful welder and made like 12 and a half passes on it.
And added bracing, right?
And added some, added a little gusset here and there. This might work.
If not, it's my fault because I will be the one who broke it.
Oh, I'm good with that too, yeah.
All right, that is somewhere in the neighborhood of fixed. What we're gonna do this time is roll it off the starting line a little ways before I actually hit the nitrous button. That way it gives that U-joint and all that half shaft and everything a chance to survive. Because once it's rolling, there isn't gonna be as much load on it. All right, Mike opened the nitrous bottle. Now he's gonna purge it.
This is it. This is it. Come on, you beautiful piece of crap. Let's do this. Yeah! Yeah! Go!
And we heard it.
Oh no. That was not good.
It blew a head gasket. It's all over. Look, it is puking a head gasket, and I didn't even notice it's puking that trans fluid. It's junk.
Dude, when you hit the button, it was a rocket.
Yeah,
What was the white smoke?
it blew a head gasket. Notice the coolant on the ground.
Making horsepower.
And there's a hole in the transmission pan.
What? All right. My job here is done. Because when it ran really good.
Yeah, it started to give up and I let off the button and I looked at the rearview mirror and it was just smoke show.
Dude,
steam.
when you hit the button,
It boogied.
oh, it was like, that's the quickest that car has ever gone.
Yeah, for sure.
And then all of a sudden I heard it lay over and I saw white smoke and then I saw you pull over and I went, ooh,
Yeah.
that's ungood.
And now we'll be cleaning the track here at Tucson Dragway.
Yeah. This feels familiar.
So it's really another Roadkill project vehicle that never fails to fail. But you know what? We love it anyway, especially Finnegan. He is so bonded to this truck. We're dying to make it great. I mean, think of all the good times that we've had with it. We road tripped the thing across the Golden Gate Bridge. We've auto-crossed it. We've had it on the big track. We've drag raced the thing and run 1120 on nitrous, and we even took it to the Dirtfish Rally School, where it didn't do that bad, at least to the point where we stalled it in a giant puddle. But we still love it, and we still want it to run 10s. We were on the way home just scheming all the ways we can make that happen. A turbo LS engine, whatever. And then the truck got stuck stolen. Legit. We were in a hotel in Blythe, California, and it disappeared off of our trailer. So do us a favor, if you have seen this thing, if you know who's got it, email us. It's theguys@roadkill.com. Because if the guy who stole it can get it to run 10s, we need to know about it. Support companies that support Roadkill. Buy your speed parts at jegs.com. They're informing us that we have the record for most times on the trailer in the same weekend at the track. Think of all the fail that we added up in one episode.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Dude, we're on our game.
Season 8.
Killing it. Quite literally.
Yeah.